You're making life way harder than it needs to be. This is a conversation I have all the time, but you're making life way harder than it needs to be. Not because life isn't hard, but because you misaligned, and deep down, you already know that. Else you wouldn't have clicked on this video today, because on paper, your income's decent, your body's not terrible, and your mind is functional enough. So people from the outside looking at you think he's doing all right. But you don't feel all right. You feel off, not broken, not failing, just not right. Like you're operating at 60% of who you actually are. And here's the part that you never say out loud. You know you could be more. Be more, do more, have more discipline, more focus, more dangerous. But yet, you're not. So let me ask you something that most people won't ask you. If you already know what to do, then why aren't you still doing it? Because you've got the information, you've watched the videos, bought the courses, listened to the podcast and saved the posts. So why is your life still inconsistent? Because you're not lazy, but you are divided, broken into 1,001 pieces in 1,000 directions. You've got one part of you that wants more, and the other part of you that's comfortable staying exactly where you are. And every day, those two versions of you fight. And every day, the weaker one wins. So let's make this real. You wake up first thing in the morning, your alarm goes off, you click snooze, you grab your phone, you scroll, and you tell yourself that I'll just train later. Then work starts and you're busy constantly every minute of the day, but not actually moving forward, just reacting to emails, calls, noise. And you feel productive, but you're not progressing. Then midday hits. You've eaten something quick, shitty food, so you're low energy, slight brain fog, but you ignore it. Just so you can get to the evening where you could train, you should train, but you don't, because now you're tired from spinning your wheels all day. So you sit there instead, watching, scrolling, and just existing and telling yourself tomorrow. But you've been saying that for how long? And it's like a constant open loop. At what point does tomorrow become, this is just who I am now? A vessel of wasted potential. And if that question and that statement makes you uncomfortable, then good. Because here's the truth, you don't have a motivation problem. You've got a structure problem. So let's really break it down properly. No pity-pattering around the point, because you're not in bad shape, but you're not as sharp as you could be either. You skip sessions, you negotiate with yourself, you eat based on convenience and feelings instead of intentions, and it shows up, not just physically, but in how you carry yourself. Overall, in every area of your life. Next is your mind, because your head's constantly busy, constant noise, overthinking simple decisions and avoiding the hard ones. So you tell yourself, I've just got a lot going on. No, you've got a lot going on because you're not in control of yourself. And then the third area, money, body, mind, money. Because when it comes to money, you're earning, but you're not expanding. You're maintaining the same level, the same habits, the same output. And you know you could push further, but yet you don't. So you're left with soft body, scattered mind, and stagnant income. And that's not bad luck. That's misalignment. So listen to this. Just take it in for a second. Fragmentation creates anxiety, and alignment creates power. And right now you're fragmented, because you train sometimes, you focus sometimes, and you execute sometimes. But that sometimes is destroying your potential. Because I had a guy come to work with me recently, and on paper, he had the exact same story as you. Good income, decent shape, smart. But he said, I feel like I'm constantly behind and chasing my own life. And all I did was ask him one question. I said, what's your actual structure right now on a day-to-day basis? And he sat there in silence. Because this is the part that nobody wants to admit. You don't have a system. You have intentions. You have ideas. You have, I'll sort it. But you don't have anything that forces you to execute. And without that, you drift. No escape moment. At some point, you have to accept this. You're exactly where your current standards and structure have put you. Not your potential, not your intentions. I'm talking about your structure. And if that doesn't change, how can anything externally in your life start to change? I want you to really sit with that for a second, because this is where most men lie to themselves. They say, those same old lies. I just need to lock in. I'm going to get started again from Monday. But no, because you've been saying that over and over again. And realistically, nothing's changed. You don't need to lock in. You need alignment. Because when things start to align, your body, your mind and your money, you start training without negotiating. You start thinking without all the anxiety and the overwhelm. And you start executing without hesitation. And you stop feeling like two different people and start becoming one. The most powerful version of yourself. And if this video is hitting harder than you expected, click the link in the description and go and do the alignment audit. It's free and it'll show you exactly where your body, your mind and your money are out of sync and where you actually should be or actually could be. No guessing, just clarity about exactly where you are. But back to the point I'm making, because right now your biggest problem isn't failure. It's comfort. You're comfortable enough to stay exactly the same, but aware enough to feel frustrated. And that's the worst place to be, because you're not forced to make a change, but you're not satisfied either. And that tension, it doesn't just go away, it builds day after day, week after week, month after month, until one day you look up and realise you've been almost there for years. And that's the cost, not just today, but your future. So let me say this bit out loud. I want you to say it out loud. I'm not stuck, I'm misaligned. Say it again, so you really wires into your brain. I'm not stuck, I'm misaligned. So here's your choice. Keep doing exactly what you've been doing, exactly what you are doing right now. Keep telling yourself that I'll fix it one day. I'll get back on track. I'll start properly soon. I'll make a real effort soon. Or face it head on, fix it and move. Because once you see all this clearly, you can't unsee it, and you shouldn't want to unsee it. So if you're serious about getting the control back in your life, go and do the alignment audit right now. It takes 10 minutes and it'll show you exactly what's off, what's costing you, and what needs fixing first. No hype, no pity pattering around the point, no pointless motivation, no excuses, just raw execution. Because you don't need more effort. You're already trying very hard. You need alignment across body, mind, money. So those three areas of your life are moving and growing and compounding together. It's as simple as that. So I'll see you in the next video, but don't bother clicking on the next video if you're not going to go and do the alignment audit. It will show you exactly where you're at and what you need to do to move forward. Let's go.